Welcome, dear listeners, to another story on our channel. Today's story is titled Echoes of the Ancestral Code. It is a riveting tale of Ifeanyi Okafor, a software developer in Lagos whose secret cybernetic abilities entangle him in a web of conspiracy, leading him on a journey that bridges the digital divide with the mystical wisdom of his ancestors. It is a story where modern technology meets ancient folklore, and one man's hidden power becomes the key to safeguarding his nation's future. Lagos, the pulsating commercial heart of Nigeria, beats with a rhythm that resonates through the very soul of the city. It's a mosaic of life where ancient customs dance with the beat of modernity. The streets are alive with a symphony of sights, sounds, and scents. Street vendors chant as they offer roasted plantains and fiery suya. Yellow Damfao buses honk melodically while they wave through the snarled traffic, and the pulsating beats of Afrobeat music create a soundtrack to the city's life. Amidst this vibrant chaos dwells Ifeanyi Okafor, a young visionary in his late 20s. His world orbits around a burgeoning tech startup perched within the still embrace of a Lagos high-rise. Clad in the simple garb of jeans, a t-shirt, and sneakers, Ifeanyi is the embodiment of unspoken complexity. His existence is a tapestry woven from the threads of everyday coding and the extraordinary fabric of his hidden talents. Ifeanyi's abode is a mirror to his essence. A modest chamber houses a bed, a desk, drowning in a sea of computer components, volumes of programming lore, and the remnants of countless coffee battles. A lone window frames the ceaseless energy of the streets below, a canvas of urban vitality. The walls, adorned with emblems of technological summits and African heritage, narrate the story of a man caught between the binary of innovation and tradition. Beneath the tranquil surface of Ifeanyi's demeanor lies a secret that elevates him above the ordinary. From the chrysalis of his teenage angst, a rare and wondrous ability emerged: the power to commune with the digital realm using nothing but his thoughts. This gift first revealed itself on a night fraught with coding frustrations, when he found himself meddling with his computer, transcending the need for physical interaction. The revelation was a maelstrom of excitement and fear. Ifeanyi grasped the boundless horizon and the abyss of his newfound power. He could infiltrate the most guarded secrets, sway the tides of financial empires, and command the very sinews of digital infrastructure. Yet the gravity of such might was overwhelming. To avoid the sneers of exploitation, he shrouded his gift in secrecy, leading a life veiled in duality. Despite the magnetic pull of his abilities, Ifeanyi is anchored by an unwavering ethical code. He wields his powers with judicious restraint, reserving them for moments of dire need and eschewing personal gain. His role as a software developer is the perfect masquerade, a shield that allows him to contribute to the world while safeguarding the enigma of his existence. On an evening heavy with humidity, as the sun's retreat cast elongated shadows across Lagos, Ifeanyi's world was jolted from its axis. An enigmatic message materialized on his laptop, its crimson urgency slicing through the darkness. It was a harbinger of a looming storm, entwining the fates of titanic corporations and the echelons of government. The message bore no signature, yet it invoked a name that chilled Ifeanyi to his core: his father's. His father's vanishing act, a mystery that gnawed at him for years, now seemed entangled with a sinister plot. The message beckoned Ifeanyi into a maelstrom of intrigue and peril. As the gravity of the situation sank in, a tide of foreboding engulfed Ifeanyi. His veiled life was under siege. The message was a clarion call. He must deploy his abilities to unearth the truth, but in doing so, he would step into the crosshairs of danger. With the sands of time slipping away, he resolved to act, driven by the twin flames of unraveling his father's enigma and averting the hinted disaster. Dawn found Ifeanyi ensnared in a web of uncertainty. His sanctuary had morphed into a gilded cage. Sinister silhouettes haunted his abode, and unseen eyes tracked his every breath. Time was a luxury he could not afford. He gathered his essentials, seized his laptop, and vanished into the twilight throng through a concealed exit. Ifeanyi wove through the dense tapestry of Lagos, his hacking prowess his guiding star. He rendered surveillance eyes blind, silenced the whispers of technology, and conjured digital phantoms to mislead his hunters. His odyssey led him through the vibrant chaos of markets, across the human rivers on bridges, and into the shadowy veins of the city's underbelly. In the midst of his flight, Ifeanyi crossed paths with Amara Eze, a young woman with a keen mind and street-honed wisdom. Born to the market's rhythm, she was a survivor, a protector, and a seeker of justice. Her partnership with Ifeanyi was forged from shared convictions and the flames of her past. Alongside them was Musa Okoye, a sage whose life was a tapestry of service and scholarship. A former soldier turned guardian of Lagos's forgotten tales. His deep knowledge of the city's secrets made him an invaluable ally. His path intersected with Ifeanyi's as part of a greater design, one that bound them in a common quest for truth. As Ifeanyi, Amara, and Musa plunged into the abyss of the conspiracy, the game's stakes soared. They unearthed a diabolical scheme to puppeteer the nation's financial heartbeat and seize the reins of governance. The trio ventured into the lion's den time and again, amassing evidence at the peril of their lives. Betrayal struck like a viper when Chike, a former ally within the government's labyrinth, turned Judas. Chike, once a trusted confidant, bartered Ifeanyi's secrets for Judas' silver, leaving a sting of treachery that seared Ifeanyi's soul. Yet this act of perfidy only steeled his resolve. In the crucible of an abandoned warehouse, Ifeanyi's powers unfurled into a spectacle of defiance. Trapped and outnumbered, he unleashed his might upon the digital realm, turning devices into agents of chaos and subverting the machinations of security systems. His display was a tempest of awe and terror, leaving foes petrified and allies in reverence. In the aftermath of the confrontation, Ifeanyi found solace in the remote village of his ancestors, nestled in the verdant hills of eastern Nigeria. This village, untouched by the relentless march of time, was a living tapestry of tradition. Thatched roofs crowned the earthen huts that dotted the landscape, and the air was filled with the tranquil symphony of nature's chorus, a stark contrast to Lagos's relentless tempo. Here, Ifeanyi immersed himself in the cultural heritage that flowed through his veins. The village elders, custodians of wisdom and law, unveiled the tapestry of his lineage. They spoke of ancient folklore, of ancestors who wielded powers akin to his, guardians who harnessed their gifts for the welfare of their kin. Through sacred rituals and the communal warmth of ceremonies, Ifeanyi's connection to his powers deepened. He learned that his abilities were not an aberration but a legacy, a beacon meant to illuminate the path for the greater good. This revelation fortified his spirit, fueling his determination to dismantle the conspiracy and channel his talents for the service of others. Amara, reflecting on her own journey, found the village's tranquility a stark contrast to the bustling markets of Lagos. She watched Ifeanyi with admiration, seeing him connect with his heritage she valued deeply. Musa, feeling vindicated in his beliefs, knew Ifeanyi was gaining the strength of his ancestors. He guided Ifeanyi through this cultural awakening, ensuring the wisdom of the past was not lost in the struggle for the future. With the wisdom of his ancestors coursing through him, Ifeanyi returned to the heart of Lagos for the final act of this perilous play. The battleground was a citadel of technology, a facility that stood as a monument to the cooperation entwined in the conspiracy. Its sleek contours and glass facades were a stark divergence from the rustic charm of the village. Within this fortress of modernity, Ifeanyi and his allies navigated a maze of steel and circuitry. His mind became the key, unlocking doors and disarming defenses as they advanced to the nerve center of the operation. There, they faced the architect of the scheme, their ambitions teetering on the brink of fruition. The climax unfolded with a frantic cadence. Ifeanyi's powers surged, weaving a tapestry of data and light, a spectacle of holographic defiance. Amara and Musa stood steadfast, their resolve unyielding as they parried the onslaught of security forces. Together, they ensured Ifeanyi had the precious moments needed to unravel the conspiracy's threads. In a crescendo of revelation, Ifeanyi broadcasted the truth to the world, the confessions and evidence of the conspirators echoing across the digital expanse. The facility, once a bastion of their dominion, became the stage of their undoing. With the veil lifted and the adversaries vanquished, Ifeanyi stood at the dawn of a new era. His once hidden abilities now shone as instruments of change, tools with which to sculpt a brighter future for his community and nation. Reunited with his family, Ifeanyi mended the fractures of the past and wove the bonds of the future. He embraced the duality of his existence, finding harmony in the balance between the ordinary and the extraordinary, the mundane and the magical. As the narrative closes, Ifeanyi finds himself atop a rooftop, his gaze sweeping over the sprawling canvas of Lagos. The sunrise bathes the city in a hopeful glow, a promise of renewal and rebirth. Adorned in attire that bridges the gap between epochs, Ifeanyi stands as a symbol of unity, ready to navigate the challenges that lie ahead. Amara looks to the future, envisioning a Nigeria where the strength of the community can create a better life for all. Musa sees an opportunity to ensure that the history of Nigeria is not forgotten, planning to establish a cultural center where the stories of Nigeria can be told and shared with the next generation.